Welcome back to Impact and Influence. Today we are joined by Scott Kelly of McGrath Central Tablelands, based in Mudgee. How are you, Scott?
Ali, I'm a 9 out of 10, which is fairly high on my scale.
Very, very high. That's good. Thanks for joining us today. Obviously, just run through a few questions with you, have a quick chat. So let's start with an overview of your career today, and in particular, the transition from corporate to regional.
Yep, cool, no worries. So 23 years in the industry. Came into it as a pimply face 18-year-old. Just turned 41, so hard to believe how quickly time goes. My goodness. So started off in sales on the heads on the Gold Coast. Careers taking me everywhere to Central Queensland, owning a business, to London, over there for a few years, back to Australia, corporate life with McGrath and Stone Real Estate recently in Queensland before moving down to the beautiful Mudgee wine territory to become CEO of the McGrath business down here. So very, very exciting.
Yes, very exciting. Mudgee is a place dear to my heart.
Yeah.
Have you made it to Low Wines yet?
We have, yeah. It's so good out here, especially for the kids. So we've got a young family, a 2-year-old and a 6-month-old. Especially for the 2-year-old, it's nice to have some open space, bit of running around for little PJ. So yeah, it's been just on 4 months now, but it's been a great move for the family, which was a big driver with coming down here and knowing the business previously through my time with the business on the advisory board, and knowing it was going to be a great little part of the world to raise our family.
Excellent. So as you mentioned, you are CEO there. Can you tell us a little bit about your role and what it entails on a day-to-day basis?
Yeah, for sure. Good question, because funny, CEO, it seems these days that term gets bandied about so often. It seems like every second person on LinkedIn and in this industry is a CEO or something. But basically, my role here is to help grow the business. And that was a big motivator for me to come down here to the business. It's in growth mode. So it's basically to help all facets of the business get to the next level in terms of organic growth and acquisitional growth, and just to lead that change management moving forward. So we're in a pretty aggressive phase at the moment. As I said, I've only been here 4 months, but there's a strategy to grow and grow quick over the next 5 years. Already some of those things have been put into play. And we're very excited for, as I said, the next 5 years plus, hopefully.
Excellent. And a little bit of context for our listeners. What is the market like there in Mudgee? Tell us about, kind of transactions and median sale prices.
Yeah, the median price at the moment, $653K. It's a good mix of property out here. Obviously, we've got some beautiful rural properties, lifestyle properties and residential properties here in town. There has been some new development over the last sort of 5 to 10 years, which should continue over the next 5 to 10 plus. Typically, the economy's been a combination of mining and tourism. Mining, we've got quite a few mines in around town, coal mining in particular, and the wine region's really taken itself into its own there as well. So we've got a lot of long weekend tourists that come out here from Sydney in particular. We just had a festival out here called... Yeah, absolutely. It was a great recruitment tour to get Amy, my wife, and myself down here, that's for sure, the wine. It's a great little vibe of a town. 12,000 people. The Mudgee region's got 25,000 people.
Right.
And the market the last couple of years has had a real surge with popularity, probably definitely through that COVID phase where there was a lot of metro population coming out to regional. It has slowed off a little bit, definitely the last sort of 6 to 12 months, but prices are still holding fairly well. And we foresee it continue. Yeah, we foresee it to continue that way as well.
Okay, excellent. And you mentioned before, your main role there is to grow the business. So how are you doing that?
Probably from a top level with the existing team, it's coaching, in particular the sales team and property management team and operations there as well. So playing to our strengths within the existing team, then looking for new opportunities, obviously recruitment of agents, recruitment of businesses we're looking at particularly at the moment. We are onboarding a rent roll June 30 in the neighbouring town of Ralston. So that's been a big part of our shift the last sort of 2 to 3 months. So that's a big part of what I do, generally speaking. All the growth activities, the dial turning activities that'll get us to where we want to get to there as well. And in amongst the normal rhythms of business, such as dealing with internal stakeholders, our senior leadership team, and driving more revenue and becoming more profitable, which is the key to any business.
Excellent. Thank you for sharing that.
Nice.
Previously, we conducted a health check for you guys. How has this improved efficiencies and profitability within the office, within the business rather?
Yeah, for sure. That was a fantastic health check. So I started in February. What are we now? Just in June. And I think yourself and Kylie did that check maybe late last year.
Yeah.
And then I had a good look over the report. It was very, very detailed, which was fantastic. And I had the time to read it before I started there as well. And yeah, it was a real eye-opener because with property management, probably like a lot of businesses out there, we weren't quite at that tipping point where it was working for us. It was sort of, breaking even, and some months losing money. And we had a good look through the report. And one common thing came up was the CX, the customer experience. And I kept trying to get my head around it. And then when I got into the business, the first thing I did was just conduct one-on-ones with the 30 staff that are here, and specifically with the property management team. And it was just a bit of functionality that needed to be tightened up, and a few people that were on the bus that shouldn't have been on the bus, who self-selected out as a result of bringing in a few norms into the culture and the value piece there as well. So it was fantastic reading that report. Some really good pointers around profitability and where we could be improving with the functionality. And I've always been a big fan of functionality over personality, because change is the constant. People will come and go into your business, but what doesn't change is what you've got and the process and systems behind that. Yeah, so we just fine-tuned a bit of that behind the scenes based on the advice of the report, the health check that was provided to us. And here we are, we're thriving. It's funny, we've got less team members in our property management department, but it's calm and it's more profitable than when it was 6, 8, 9 months ago. Yeah, so we're in a very good place, and importantly, we've got capacity to keep growing organically and with acquisitional growth too. So we're in a really good spot at the moment, particularly with our PM.
Great. And with the current team, you're set to bring on this new rent roll, as you mentioned. Will you need to grow the team, or does the team have capacity to take that on?
Yeah, we'll take on the team that we're inheriting out at Rolleston. Their functionality will change to what we've got here. So we don't want to complicate what's working with another system, another CRM and everything else too. So it's got to plug into what we've got. And that's the hub and spoke. What do we want to create? So here at Mudgee, it's the hub. And when we spoke out to Rolleston or our future acquisitions, it's basically rinse, repeat. And the customer experience has got to be consistent no matter where we go there too. And that gets back to having the right people in the right seats, in the right business rhythm, which is our rhythm there too, notwithstanding change moving forward.
Of course. And I guess also comes down to the right onboarding, because it ends how it starts, doesn't it?
Yeah, you've only got one chance of a first experience, Ali.
Exactly.
You really do. So make it a great one. Make it a 10 out of 10.
That's right.
If you're not attempting to do that, it's going to break down pretty quickly there as well, and you're going to be inheriting a liability by your own design than an asset there. That's too. Right. So we've been very
your role in the change management is part of that, onboarding those new team members into the McGrath Central Tablelands way.
Yeah, definitely. So it's and leading and guiding our senior leadership team. Like, to be honest, the team around me, Shelley, our head of asset, James operations, Mitch, our CFO, there as well as Shandell, our head of people and culture, and Adam himself, who's the director. They're a lot smarter than I am, and we've all got our strengths in our team. And if I try to do everything, be the hero, it just wouldn't work. It'd blow up. I'd probably be divorced and everything else in between. So we have regular weekly meetings as a senior leadership team. Yeah. They're probably extended out a little bit as we've got a bit closer to the acquisition there as well. And communication's key internally, because how we communicate internally is how we're going to reflect our experience to our new people coming on board there as well. So I'm fairly reliant on the people around me. And that was a big thing when I came in, just to sort of firm up that leadership team, that leadership group, because when our team leaders have got ownership over their divisions and in their swim lanes, we just become a whole lot more efficient. They're trying to do everything for everyone there as well.
I think when everyone understands and owns their lanes, their swim lanes, as you put it, then it makes for a much more cohesive kind of project, I suppose.
Absolutely spot on. And look, I'll be honest here, in Vulnerable, like traditionally my weaknesses have sort of been in that operations and process, and been saying that I know the importance of it. And if we don't have that, we've got no infrastructure to make sure that experience is a 10 out of 10 and to keep growing. So the likes of Shelley and our team, James, they are so intelligent around all that and process mapping it out. And we're very mature with our systems already, with our offshoring in particular and Airtable. I think you noted that in your health check report as well. So it's a matter of building on that and adapting it over time as well. But yeah, there's a lot more people in our business, a whole lot more smarter than I am with that there too.
Everybody has their strengths, though. I mean, you're being very, very humble in saying that. I know, very kind. They all are very intelligent people, but as are you. So, Scott, just to finish, tell us, this is a big question, but what has been your biggest learning?
Ooh, is this over career or is this over since I've been here? I'll tell you what, it's a
career, I'd say.
Yeah, it's the same thing, right?
Yeah.
And this is a bit of a cliche answer. I don't mean it to be cliche, but it's people. It really is, this business. Like, I find, I think in this industry we tend to overcomplicate stuff. Like, it's not hard. It's people based. It's an aspirational industry. In business, numbers are so important, but not more important than people, right? If you haven't got the right people in your business, my analogy with the team, and they're at nauseum for me saying this every day to them, but make sure you're on the bus and you're in the right seat there too. And if you've got someone that shouldn't be on the bus, with due respect, they need to get off the bus as soon as they can, because the business you grow is reflective of the people within it. Absolutely. So look after them, right? And make sure they appreciate, the growth journey they're on within your business too. So it's a mutual relationship there as well. So people is key. Don't negotiate with terrorists as a business owner. And I know with the labour market the way it is at the moment, there's been a lot of sort of requests for pay rises and everything else too. And definitely be fair and honest. But yeah, don't feel you need to be negotiating to keep someone on that's not the right fit. Don't be fearful of keeping the wrong people within your business there too. That's a big lesson I've learned over time as well.
Yeah, that's very insightful actually, because I do hear that quite a lot. That's happening not just in Mudgee, but I think definitely here in the city as well. So very, very insightful. Thank you so much for sharing your experience and your wisdom with us.
Yeah, no worries, Kylie. And just a quick shout out. Well, thank you to you, Kylie, Stu and the team. Obviously, we went on that study tour recently down in Melbourne. That was fantastic. Such great insights there as well. And you're doing some awesome work speaking to some industry counterparts at this point in time. So well done on you and the team as well.
Excellent. Thank you. It was a pleasure to host you down in Melbourne. We're looking forward to the next one, which, we'll chat with you about soon.
Can't wait. Good on you, Ali.
Okay. Thanks, Scott.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Bye.